AI automation agencies, not social media marketing agencies, will make the most millionaires in the next 2 to 3 years. This is an opportunity that won't last forever, but right now, this market is wide open for anybody who's willing to learn and work hard. And that's why in this video, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what an AI automation agency is, why right now it's the best business model with zero startup costs, and then exactly how to get from $0 to your first $10,000 month. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Aaron Zapatero. I'm a 20-year-old entrepreneur, and I've been in the SMA space for over 3 years. I had my first $10,000 month when I was 17, and right now, throughout all my businesses I have, I'm currently averaging $50,000 a month. And to be honest, it hasn't always been this way. In fact, the first social media marketing agency I had was a complete failure. Now, don't get me wrong, it was making a few $100s, but my goal was far beyond that. And looking back, you see what I realized is that I actually had no skill to back up what I was trying to do. But luckily for you guys, in this business model, it's not your skill that you're depending on. You're leveraging multi-billion-dollar technologies such as OpenAI, using that skill and then plugging it in for other businesses. So you yourself don't have to have the coding skills, but once you do figure out which services that you're going to offer businesses, you'll be able to copy and paste these to each of your clients. And if you're confused, I'll show you what all of this means in just a second, but that brings us to our first point. What even is an AI automation agency? So all an AI automation agency really means is that you're going to be leveraging AI, helping businesses to use this technology and implement it into their day-to-day routines. Whatever routine task or repetitive task that they have, you can try to use AI to automate this stuff. As I said, you're going to be utilizing billion-dollar OpenAI tech. And in some of these services, you're actually going to be creating mini ChatGPTs for each of the businesses. Imagine all the power of ChatGPT, but specifically built for one business. You can imagine how this would help cut back expenses, make workflows faster, and potentially even eliminate entire jobs, which while you could get all sad and mopey over, you need to realize that this technology is coming. And if you can help businesses eliminate a job that takes $30,000 to $50,000 a year, well, that's worth a lot of money to them. So using these systems, businesses can decrease expenses, accelerate workflows, and eliminate these lower level positions. But let me tell you about Stability AI, which is a company that actually helps integrate these same AI software into larger companies to automate the tasks, as I mentioned. But they're doing it for big companies. Now, who's doing it for small companies? Well, that's exactly where you come in, which brings us to our next point. Why now is the best time to start an AI automation agency? And it really comes down to one word: demand. You see, right now, AI is such a buzzword that I'm even making a YouTube video on it. And I'm sure you've seen tons of news about it or videos about it. And I guarantee you that every business wants to know how they can get a piece of their hand on this. So when you mention AI to businesses, immediately their ears open up. And as businesses across the globe realize the potential of what AI can do for their businesses, then these AI automation services are going to be skyrocketing. As I mentioned, AI is relatively new, which means that this market using AI for businesses is relatively untapped. Now, this isn't 2016 where businesses don't have an Instagram or Facebook page and no one knows how to run an ad, because I'm not going to sit here and say SMMA is dead, but it's definitely saturated. And I would ask you, how many people do you know who have tried SMMA? Probably a lot. AI automation, on the other hand, not so much. Yet for businesses, it can offer just as much value. Now with SMMA, every business owner has probably been reached out to over 20 times asking them to run their ads or run their social media. But how many people are asking those business owners to optimize their systems using AI? The last two things that make this business so great to start right now is that you don't need experience. Right now, the AI services that people are offering and able to sell clients are pretty basic. So some of the code is pretty simple, and there's drag and drop websites for creating these services such as chat bots. Also, there's very little to none startup cost, as most of these services and subscriptions that I'm going to be showing you in order to build these chat bots have either free plans or very cheap plans. Now, let's get into exactly how to make your first $10,000 month with an AI automation agency. There's going to be 5 main steps. First $10,000 month, the offer. So what you guys need to fundamentally understand is that the offer is the heart and soul of the business. The offer is what makes people either give you their money right away or hang up on you in the middle of your cold call. That means that this is essential for getting right. You can't mess this up. One way to do this is to show upfront value. Don't just ask, but as Gary Vee says, jab, jab, right hook. The next thing you want to keep in mind is that you're selling an outcome and not a method. You don't want to get super technical on your prospects or clients about this is how we're going to build an AI. These are the webhooks we're going to use. These are the automations, the flows. They don't want to hear any of that. They want to hear, how are you going to help my business? What are you going to do for me? How are you going to make me have less work? That's what they want to hear. So sell the vacation, not the ticket. This last step right here is more of a tactical thing that you can do, which is offering free chat bots. Once you guys learn how to make these chat bots, you'll understand that they're pretty much template oriented and they're very easy to make, and you can essentially copy and paste these to new clients. Imagine going up to a client, offering a free chat bot saying, hey, I already built this out for you. How would you like me to implement this? Most business owners would be very open to this. Once you do that, you have your foot in the door and you can upsell them on some other AI services that you have. If you guys want to see a video on exactly how to build a chatbot, definitely make sure to let me know by leaving a comment down below. The next step for getting your first $10,000 month is picking the right service. As I mentioned, you won't need any coding experience, but that doesn't mean you don't have to do any work. The platforms we're going to be using are things like BotPress, Zapier, and Stack. If you guys don't know what these softwares do, BotPress and Stack you use in conjunction to build chatbots. And the type of chatbots you can build will be different depending on what client you're servicing. But some of the most common ones are Q&A chatbots, meaning you can store these on a website and then any clients that the business you're selling to has, they can ask your chatbot any questions. Then your client can put this chatbot on their website. And so any website visitors for your client that have questions can ask this chatbot instead of having to have a customer service rep. You have to train this chatbot, but really you can automate the whole thing by just showing the AI the website, and if there's enough data on the website, then it can begin to learn how to answer every question using the artificial intelligence. I know that's a lot, but as I said, if you want a video on how to do this, please let me know. Now for Zapier, you can do a lot more. Zapier pretty much connects platforms to platforms or software to software, and you can do lead generation or lead nurturing. This means that you can pretty much send artificially generated text, emails, or DMs to some of your clients' prospects and do lead generation or nurture for them. Now this is extremely valuable because this means that you can literally book appointments for your clients. And once you pick the right service, it's time to find clients. I want you guys to keep a few things in mind. The first thing is to keep it simple. You don't need to get super creative and start figuring out how many ads to run or which funnels to create, how many landing pages. Just keep it simple. Some of the highest ROI that you're going to have on your time is cold calling. When you cold call, you'll begin to master your script as well as master the product that you're selling. You'll fully understand the service because the questions that your clients have, you'll need to be able to answer. Over time, you'll know how to answer all of these effortlessly. So when you do get on those sales meetings, you'll be much more trained and fluid. Now, one thing that I do recommend if you're going to go the cold calling route is to start tracking your numbers. Now, what that means is figure out of how many calls, how many booked appointments did you get? And out of those booked appointments, how many signed clients did you get? So what that means is if you called 100 people and out of those 100 got 10 booked appointments, and out of those 10 booked appointments got 2 signed clients, you now know that you need to make 50 calls to sign 1 client. Now, obviously those numbers will vary, but that is the average. And you can use that average to understand what you need to do in order to grow your business. The next way to get new clients is probably going to be the best way, and that's referrals, because referrals are the highest quality lead. Now, in order to get referrals, you need to make sure that the service you're providing is actually good. So focus a lot of time on the product, and these referrals will come in over time. And finally, be sure to use creative methods, because if I'm talking about it or everyone on the internet is talking about it, this method is probably saturated. That's why I'm saying cold calling, because usually most people don't want to pick up the phone and they don't want to do the tedious work. And finally, the last 2 steps onto getting your first $10,000 month are going to be fulfillment and growth. So the question you're probably asking yourself right now is, should you be doing the work or should you be outsourcing in the traditional agency model? This is going to depend on 3 things: your schedule, your funds, and your personality. If you're doing this part-time, then you might want to outsource people such as the cold callers or the people actually creating the chatbots. If you don't have any money at all, then you're going to be the one having to do most of the heavy lifting. And finally, your personality, because if you like this kind of work, then maybe you want to be doing it. Maybe you don't want to have an entire team, so you want to do the work yourself. But what I would recommend is trying some of the work yourself initially, getting a complete understanding as to what it takes to do the work. That way, when you go to hire, you're not getting overcharged for simple services. Additionally, this knowledge will help you on your sales calls and will help you to close more clients because it sounds like you know what you're talking about more. Now, as far as growing your business, you're going to want to focus on one thing, which is the theory of constraints. This step right here applies to every single business and is really what you should be focusing on if you want to grow. The theory basically states that your business will fall to the level of its systems, meaning you'll only grow until what your systems can handle. And usually this is on one link. So you need to identify your weakest link. Is it cold calling? Is it closing clients? Is it fulfilling services? What what is that weakest link and then how can you fix it? When you obsess over that one weak link, then you can actually strengthen it and make it a strong point of your business. And the goal of the entrepreneur is to be constantly going and finding these weak links in your businesses and finding out ways to improve those. So that right there is the entire overview of how to get your first $10,000 month with AI automation agencies. That was just a step-by-step of what you need to do. But if you guys want more tutorials or tactical steps on either fulfilling these services or getting more clients, be sure to let me know. I'm gonna be releasing more videos on this in the coming weeks, and I hope to see you then. And guys, I promise if you follow all those steps and execute properly, then you will easily hit your first $10,000 month with this new AI automation business. In this video, I kind of gave a general overview of the step-by-steps as to what to do. But if you want more tutorials and tactics as to what to actually do, for example, how to actually get clients, what methods to do, what scripts to use, or how to build chatbots, what exactly to do on that technical side, then be sure to let me know because I'm gonna be releasing new videos on this in the coming weeks. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.